Myself Rama. I am working as assistant professor in Mlritm college. Today I am going to teach introduction of C programming and what are the elements in C programming. C is a general purpose programming language. Okay. Before going to the introduction of C, first of all, we had to know what is programming language. A programming language is a set of instructions. That instructions contain some syntax to perform a specific task in programming. It is used to write the software programs and applications. Here we use the programming language to develop the software programs as well as we can develop the applications by using the programming language. Programming refers to a technological process. It tells to the computer which tasks to perform in order to solve the problem. Here we use the programming languages to solve some problems in computer. Here programming language, it is an interface or it is a mediator between the users and the computers, in which humans create the instructions to the computer. When that computer follows the instructions, it solves the problems in a computer. Now that instructions can be used to understand the computer. Some of the most common languages used programming languages include Java, Python, C++, JavaScript and C#. Here we have the number of programming languages. For all the programming languages, C programming language is a base programming. It is the mother of all the programming languages. Okay. Before going to the elements of C, first we have to know the introduction of C programming. Now, this C programming, it was developed by the Dennis Ritchie in 1972 at Bell Laboratories of AT&T. Here AT&T is nothing but American Telephone and Telegraph. It is located in USA. First of all, this C language was developed by the Dennis Ritchie in 1972. Before that also number of programs were developed, but that programs are not satisfied the programming all concepts. This is the history of C programming. In 1960, the international group developed Alga language, but it does not support the all programming concepts. Later that it is modified to BCPL, means Basic Combined Programming Language. It was developed by the Martin Richard in 1967. But this BCPL, it contains some drawbacks, okay, that are overcome in next language, that is called B language, because B is also a typeless language. It also contains some drawbacks that are overcome in the C language. Now this C language, it was developed in 1972, but by the Dennis Ritchie. Now when we observe this history of C programming, the Algal, BCPL and B languages, these are contain some drawbacks. Okay, these languages does not support the all programming concepts. But when we observe the C language, here it contains complete. It supports all programming language concepts. The C language was developed to overcome the problems of previous languages like B and BCPL. This B and BCPL, these two are typeless languages. But in C language, we use the different types of data types to perform different types of operations in programming. C covers all basic concepts of programming languages. In the previous languages, Algal, BCPL and B does not support the all concepts of programming. But the Dennis Ritchie modified the previous programs and he was developed the C language. It contains all the basic concepts of C programming. It is a base or mother programming language to learn remaining languages, object-oriented programming languages like Java, Python, C++. All these are developed based on the C language only. That's why the C language is called as mother programming languages. So why we have to learn C language? It is one of the most popular programming in the world. This is the base program. It is a platform to other programming languages. If we are perfect in C program, we can easily learn the remaining programming languages also, because all C++, Java, Python, all these programming languages uses the syntax which is used in C programming language. C is very fast compared to other programming languages like Java and Python. Why C is fast? I will explain in the next slides. C is very versatile. It can be used in both applications and technologies. We can use the C language in both the purposes, okay, which are used in the application purposes and technological. Now, these are the features of C programming language. First one is C language is very simple and it is portable. Middle level language, it is structured programming language. It contains number of library functions and it accepts recursive functions also. It is very extensible. It is very fast and speed. It supports the memory management and also pointers are used in this C programming language. These are the main features of C programming language. Let us see one by one. The first one is simple. Why C is simple language? C is a simple language because it provides a structured approach and it contains set of library functions and it contains different types of data types. So by using this structured programming and the different types of libraries and data types, we can easily understand the C program and we can easily execute the programs in C language. These are used in other programming languages also. It is simple language due to its hierarchical structure and it contains simple syntax. Okay, when we compare to other languages, the syntax of C programming is very easy. And it also contains small number of reserved words. I will explain what is reserved word. Now, the second feature is C language is portable. It is also machine independent. Means portable means a program written in one operating system can be easily executed in another operating system with or without some modifications. It does not depend on the machine. For example, we are writing code in Windows operating system. The same code will be executed in Linux also. Sometimes it requires some changes. Otherwise, we can execute the same program in different platforms without any changes also. That's why C is called as portable and it is machine independent. Next, C is called as middle level programming language. Why C is called middle level programming language? It supports both the features of low level language as well as high level language. The low level programming language concepts and high level programming language features both are supported by the C programming language. That's why it is called as middle level programming language. The fourth one is C is a structured programming language because it enables large programs to broken down into smaller functions. Okay, here if the project or if any program is very large, that is divided into small parts, okay, we can easily handle that parts and we can easily maintain, we can easily debug that parts. Okay, here we use the structured programming for this process. Next, fifth one is rich library. Okay, here library functions, many types of library functions are used in C programming language. The standard libraries for C such as stdio.h, math.h and string.h, like that we have number of header files. Because of all these files, it supports many built-in functions. We can execute the many programs by using these library functions. C language contains very rich set of library functions. Next, I will explain what is stdio.h, what is mat.h, and what is library functions in the coming videos. Next, sixth one is recursion. C supports recursion. Recursion means a function calling itself. A function, when we start the execution of the function, it will be called itself only. Okay, that concept is called as recursion. It is one of the best feature in C programming language. Next one is extensible. The C language is very extensible programming language. Okay, next C++, Java, Python, all these programming languages supports the C syntax. All these programming languages have the same syntax which is used in C programming. When we modify the C language, automatically we will get the new language. So it is a extensible language, which means that it enables us to add new functionality or do something new to an existing program. It allows complete flexibility to make adjustments to meet new requirements. By modifying the C languages, okay, we can get the different types of programming languages. It is very extensible programming language. Next, eighth one is fast speed. The C programming language is faster language and efficient programming language because it gives low level access to memory. So we can execute the programs very fast, and also we can access the data from the memory. It makes the compilation and execution of code faster. Means we can execute the programs very fast because C is compiled programming language. Okay, compared to interpreted programming language, we can execute the programs very fast in C because C is a compiled programming language. It is very fast and the execution speed is very fast. Next, ninth one, memory management. The C language, it supports the memory management. In C language, there are 4 types of memory management functions: CLOC, MLOC, RealLoc, and free. So here, by using these 3 functions, CLOC, MLOC, and RealLoc, we can allocate the memory to the variables at runtime. By using this free function, we can free the memory which is created by these 3 functions. So here, if the memory is allocated to any variable, if it is not required after some time, we can free that memory by using this free function. In C language, we can free the allocated memory at any time by calling the free function. It is one of the main advantage in C programming. The last one is pointer. So the C language, it supports the pointers concept. Pointers can be used to access the data from the memory directly. By using the address, we can directly access the data from the memory. This concept is called as pointer. A pointer is a variable. It stores the address of another variable. By using that address, we can access the values from the memory very fast. Now, these are the 10 features of C programming language. Now, the next topic is elements of C programming. Every language has some basic elements. Some of the basic elements are character set, keywords, constants, variables, data types, expressions, and statements. All these elements are used to design a C program. All these are used in C programming language. Okay. When we want to write a C programming, we had to use all these elements. Let us see one by one. The first one is character C. So when we write a C program, It is a high-level programming language. It contains only alphabets, digits, special symbols. So a character set denotes any alphabet, digit, or special symbol used to represent information. If you want to type any data on the computer, we had to use alphabets, digits 0 to 9 digits, and the special symbols plus, minus, multiplication, dot, comma, double colon. Okay, all these are the special symbols. Okay, when we use all these concepts, digits, alphabets, and special symbols, this combination of these are called C character set. Means we are using alphabets, digits, and special symbols, and also white spaces, which are used to write a program in C language. So in our computer, our keyboard contains alphabets, digits 0 to 9 digits, and different types of symbols and spaces also, vertical space and horizontal space. By using the combination of these all character set, we can write the program in C language. Now, second one is C tokens. So here token is nothing but it is an individual part. A small part in a program is called as C token. Every individual smallest unit in a C program is called as token. Now that tokens are divided into 6 types. The first one is keywords. Second one, constants, identifiers, strings, special symbols, and operators. So when we observe the elements, now these elements are, it contains keywords, constants, data types, variables, expressions. In these elements, these keywords and constants are called as C tokens also. Now let us see one by one. The first one is identifier. Okay, identifiers are required to give a name to the variable or function or array. If you want to use any name in programming, that name is called as identifier. So when we use the identifiers in programming, that are contain some conditions. Always an identifier starts with a character. The first letter in identifier, it should be a character. We cannot take the identifier that does not begin with a number. So when we observe these two names, sum and marks, here the sum identifier starts with a letter, character means alphabet. But when we observe the second example, here the first letter is a digit. First letter is a digit. An identifier should not start with a numerical value. If the identifier starts with a digit or numerical value, it is not an identifier. The identifier always starts with a letter or underscore. We use like this also. Underscore marks or total underscore marks. In these two examples, in the first one, the identifier begins with a underscore symbol. In the second example, the identifier starts with a alphabet. So these two are correct. Whenever we use the first letter as a digit, it is not an identifier. When we use the identifiers like this, we will get the error in program. Must consist of only letters, digits or underscore. When we frame the identifier, it contains the letters, digits and underscores. But the starting character should be either the letter or underscore only. Here, only one special symbol is used in identifier framing, that is underscore only. We cannot use another symbol. Here we have different types of symbols: plus, minus, multiplication, equal, division, at the rate, hash symbol, less than, greater than. All these are the flower braces, curly braces, dot, comma, question. All these are called special symbols. But in identifiers, we use the only one special symbol, that is underscore only. Keywords should not be used as identifiers. I will explain these keywords in the next topic. Must not contain white spaces. When we use the identifier like this: total marks, total space marks, it is one identifier. But in this total and marks, there is a white space. The identifier, it does not accept the white space. If you want to give the name like this, we can use the underscore symbol between these two words. The identifier does not contain the white spaces. When we declare the identifier like this, the name with including white space, it gives the error. It is not an identifier. So there is no limit for the length of the identifier. We can use any number of characters. Student marks, or student total marks. Like that, you can use any number of characters in the identifier. However, compiler considers first 31 characters only. As per ASCII standard, the compiler accepts first 31 characters only. If the identifier contains more than 31, the remaining characters will be ignored. It takes only first 31 characters. Now, these are some of the conditions or rules which are used to frame the identifier in programming. Here, identifier is nothing but it is the name of the variable or name of the function or name of the array. When we use the name in a programming for variables, functions or arrays, that name is called as identifier. It contains some rules and regulations. Now, next one, keywords. Keywords are nothing but these are the reserved words or predefined words in the C programming. We cannot modify the meaning of these keywords. Always these keywords should be in the lowercase only. In C programming language, we have 32 keywords. Now this is the list of the keywords. All these keywords are in the lowercase letters only. So first one is auto, break, case, char, const, continue, default, do, double, else, enum, extend, short, for, go to, if, int, long, register, return, float, signed, size of, static, struct, switch, type def, union, unsigned, void, volatile, while. Okay, all these are keywords which are used in C programming language. All these keywords are having their own meaning. We cannot modify the meaning of these keywords. We cannot use these keywords are identifiers. So these are predefined or reserved keywords in the C programming language. We can use all these keywords in the program. If you want to write a program in C language, we use some of these keywords to frame the program. Next one is constants. Here the constant is nothing but it is a fixed value, means we cannot change that value during the program execution. For example, x equal to 10. The value of x is 10 means If it is declared as constants, we cannot modify this value 10 during the program execution. That is constant, fixed values. There are several constants in C language. First, these constants are divided into two types, numerical constants and character constants. Numerical constants are integers and real type. Character constants are single character and string character. String character and single character. These are the types of constants. So in integer constants, again, there are three types: decimal numbers, octal numbers, hexadecimals. In real constants, fractional form and exponent form. These two are real constants are two types. Integer constants are three types. Let us see one by one. So integer constants are whole numbers without any fractional part. For example, here we are using x equal to 15. 15 is an integer. When we use 15.02, then it is a fractional part. Okay, it is the real number and it is an integer number. Integer constants are whole numbers without any fractional part. It must have at least one digit and may contain either plus or minus sign. So when we use x equal to 15, by default it is treated as plus positive 15. A number with no sign is assumed to be positive. So when we use x equal to 15, then it is treated as positive integer. So in integer constants, the first type is decimal integer constants. The decimal integer constants consisting of set of preceded by optional plus or minus sign. Here these are the example values. 341 means it is a positive 341, minus 341, 0, it is also a decimal number, 8972, it is also a decimal integer. Here all these numbers are integers because these numbers does not have any fractional part. Next one is octal integer constants. Here the octal integer constants, the numbers which are preceded with O. So when we use the octal integers, the digits are 0 to 7 only. Okay, when we use the octal integer constant consisting of sequence of digits from the 0 to 7 and starting with 0 or O. These are called octal integers. Next, when we use the hexadecimal numbers, these numbers are preceded with x, 0x. Okay, so here octal numbers are 0 and hexadecimal numbers are 0x. When the number starts with 0x, these are called as hexadecimal numbers. The hexadecimal numbers, it contains 0 to 9 and 10 to 15. In our keyboard, we don't have 10 number, 11 number, 12 number, 13, 14, 15, 16 like that. So if we want to use 10 to 15, hexadecimal numbers 10 to 15. So A is represented as 10 and B is represented as 11, C 12, D 13 like that. Okay, here is the total hexadecimal numbers 16. In that 16, first 10 numbers are 0 to 9. Next we use the 10 to 15. Now this is the representation of the hexadecimal number. When we use 0x, then it is called as hexadecimal number. When we use the 0 before the number, then it is called as octal integer constants. All these are used in the C programming. Next one is real constants. Real constants contains the numbers with the fractional part. Here when we observe the examples, 0.05, it is a fractional part. Minus 0.905, it is a fractional part. Now here real constants also may be positive numbers or negative numbers. The number without any sign, then it is treated as a positive number. So when we use the minus, then it is a negative number. So here we have Two types of real constants. First one is, it contains a floating point. So when we observe this real constant, it contains fractional part and exponential part. Now this is a fractional part. It is an example for fractional part. We can represent the real constants in exponent form also. So this is the exponent form. Means here we use the e power 3 or e power 9 like that. For example, 14 e power 9. Now this is the exponent part. Now the syntax of this exponent form is, it contains the mantissa and the symbol e, letter e, and the exponent. So here when we observe this example, 3.02, it is a mantissa number and exponent e. What is the exponent value? Power. It is nothing but power. Now here we can represent this 3.27 e power 5. This is called as exponent form. So when we use this 3.27, then it is a normal fractional part, fractional form. So here real constants, two types, fractional part form, and the next one is exponent form. So in exponent form, we use the e. Next one is character constants. Here character is a single letter. Character is a single letter within single quotes. That letter, character, either a alphabet or a digit or a symbol within single quotes. We can use any one, either alphabet or digit or special symbol, but all letters should be within the single quotes. So here character means it is a single letter. It should be within the single quotes. These are, we can use either capital letters and small letters also. So when we use this space within the single letter, it is also treated as a one character. It should be noted that character constants have numerical values known as ASCII values. Why we are using these ASCII values means the computer does not understand the letters and digits, special symbols. The computer understands only machine language. So whenever we use the characters, alphabets, numbers and special symbols that are converted into ASCII value, that ASCII value is converted to binary form. Okay, the computer understands only the binary form concept. The binary form, it contains only zeros and ones. These zeros and ones combination language is called as machine language. This is called as machine language. Why we are using machine language means the computer does not understand the language which contains alphabets, digits or special symbols. So we had to convert that high level language into machine language. Okay, that concept is very different. That is compilation process. I will explain in the next classes. So character constant means a character within single quotes. Okay, every character is converted into ASCII value. Now the last one is string constant. Here the string is nothing but it is a group of characters which are enclosed within double quotes. So whenever we use the group of characters within double quotes, then it is treated as a string. Here we use A, 4, B within double quotes. It is also treated as a string. A group of characters means more than one character within double quotes. It is treated as string. Always the string is end with a special character. It is denoted as /0. This is called as null character. Okay, the string constants, this string concept is used in the coming classes. Now all these are called C tokens and elements of C. Now these are the references. Thank you.